Principles of sports nutrition. Functional foods are an emerging field in food science. Due to their increasing popularity with health-conscious consumers and the ability of marketers to create new interest in existing products. Now, a functional food is a food where a new ingredient or ingredients or more of an existing ingredient, in other words, something that already exists in the food but more of it, is added or has been added to a food, and the new product now has a new function, which is often one related to health promotion or the prevention of disease. A functional food is a natural or processed food that contains known biologically active compounds which, when in defined quantitative and qualitative amounts, provides a clinically proven and documented health benefit and thus an important source in the prevention, management, and treatment of chronic disease, especially in this civilized modern age. When I think of functional foods, two words come to mind: function and food. First, function is the natural action or intended purpose of a person or thing, in this case a thing, or more specifically, a substance, a nutritive substance that is being added to a food. And of course, food is something that I require to sustain my life. That's the function of food. It's not taste, and it's not enjoyment, and it's not pleasure. Of course, those things can be experienced by consuming food, but the function of food is to sustain your life and sustain your cells with the micronutrients and enzymes and energy that the body needs in order to survive and stay alive and thrive and function. The acronym for diet is discipline in energy transfer. And that spells it out right there. That is why we eat, and that's what a diet is. It is all about transferring energy by the means that are suitable to minimize waste and damage to the organism consuming the sustenance. Now, I'm all for functional foods, provided that the food that the substance is being added to qualifies as actually being a food. So there's no factory food allowed in this definition, at least the CHI definition. We're talking whole, real, organic, fresh food. Now, if you take whole, real, organic, fresh food and add a vitamin or a mineral or an enzyme or an alkaloid or something from nature that makes it better, and you don't damage the food in the process, then I'm all for that. That's what technology and food science should be all about. What I'm against, and what the science clearly shows, is that if you take a dead, sterile, fractionated, adulterated food that is not suitable to eat from the very beginning, and then add something positive like a vitamin or a mineral or an enzyme or a probiotic to it, and make it seem through marketing and smoke and mirrors as if it becomes edible and therefore is good for you, that's what I'm against, because that is an irrational approach. That is clearly not a reasonable approach if you have health and wellness and function and great athletic performance long term in mind. We've all heard the adage, two wrongs don't make a right, but in this case, we're being misled into thinking that one right added to something wrong makes the whole thing right, and that is wrong. That is clearly wrong scientifically, that is clearly wrong mathematically. The equation does not compute, and it does not equal excellent health. Remember, the equation of health is H equals NF squared. The quality of the food that we eat and the vitamins that we take must be genomically compatible with our cell structure and our natural biological state. So a functional food comes from nature. It's equipped with everything that we need, and the premise of consuming it lies in the outcome, which is excellent health. If a food is chemically modified, hydrogenated, or chemically strangled, as most food is today by the corporations that make it, then it doesn't matter what is added. You can't make something that is dead alive again, but you can seduce an entire nation into thinking that it has health benefits when it clearly does not. Essentially what they do is take something that's been proven to be beneficial out of context and then add it into something that is deranged and unfit for consumption, and then mislead us into thinking that the value has been retained and somehow transferred into the dead, chemically modified food. Not only is that not true, but to promote such a concept is immoral and deceitful.